Hello. Okay, so my name's John Johnson, and I want to just share my take on welfare programs in America. So I'm a 36-year-old American, very American, John Johnson, name like that. Both my parents were in the Air Force. I grew up in a conservative Christian household. But, inevitably my parents split, and my family had a tough time financially. So growing up, for like 8 years, my family needed food stamps to survive. And we still missed meals. There's a family of 5 people. It was still tight. And then food stamps don't cover everything. In the words of Eminem, these goddamn food stamps don't buy diapers. So every year I had about 2 pair of pants that I had, and whatever happened to them, that's just what I had to do. So my pants usually had holes in them. My shirts would all rip in the armpits for some reason. I mean, they still do, but when you're, as a kid, I just had to deal with it. And my shoes would fall apart. And again, if any of you out there have worn Payless shoes, you probably know the experience. A couple months in, the sole starts falling off. But I just had to keep wearing those to school. I looked like the cartoon poor people, and I just had to, and not that I care too much now, but not being able to look nice at school does affect your popularity, and it did make being socially relevant difficult for reasons I didn't entirely understand. All I knew is I just wasn't cool and didn't fit in. When I was 14, when I was 12, I had a surgery. Not sorry, let me back up. When I was 12, I had an accident and I broke my shoulder, but we didn't have health insurance. And we were able to see the doctor, and then I was able to do some physical therapy through Medicaid, but that didn't work. And then I had an MRI through Medicaid, and they saw that my shoulder was broken. I had to have surgery. So a little asterisk there. Medicaid is, it saved me. I would have had to keep having a broken shoulder if it weren't for Medicaid, but they weren't eager. Like, I should have had the MRI right away, but MRIs are expensive, and they weren't eager to look into that. So they said, just try physical therapy for 6 months and then we'll see. So I kind of had a broken shoulder for about 2 years, and then I had surgery to fix it. Regardless, without Medicaid, I would just have a broken shoulder. But that sucked. I couldn't throw anything. That was a really awful time. I couldn't sleep on my shoulder. It was very painful. So at 14, I had surgery, got my shoulder fixed thanks to Medicaid. So here I am at this food stamps for my for the family. I had Medicaid, 2 social programs that were helping me out already. Then I graduate high school and I get accepted to a good in-state college, which I would not have been able to afford to go to if it weren't for Pell Grants from the Department of Education. So that's 3 right there. So food stamps, Medicaid, and Pell Grants from the Department of Education helped me become who I am today. After I graduated, I became a software developer. I worked on projects for the Department of Defense and the Department of Justice. I worked for nonprofits, including the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. I donate to 6 charities a month, and I was able to help my family out financially. So, I'm aware there's people who exploit these systems and don't, use the opportunities to better themselves. I'm aware, but there's a lot of people like me who, without those systems, straight up could not, because you would not really be able to become better. Like if my shoulder was still broken, I don't know. My life could probably really, really suck. Or if I didn't have food to eat growing up, I might have died younger. So the idea of these social welfare programs is to help the most vulnerable among us pick themselves up. It's smart. It's the right thing to do. I believe in them.